Hello friends, today in continuation with topic biomolecules, I am going to discuss about how can you convert open chain of monosaccharides into a ring structure, that is a ring. So there are mainly two type of ring of monosaccharides. One is furanose. How can you remember? F means furanose and F means 5. So if there is a 5 arm, then it is furanone. If there will be a 6 arm ring structure, then it is pyranose. You can observe in case of ketonic sugars or in case of 5 carbon containing sugar, that is ribose, you observe furanose. But if you observe aldehydic sugar, mainly this 6 carbon containing monosaccharides, that is allose, altrose, glucose, mannose, then glucose, iodose, then galactose and tallose. You can observe pyranose, that is 6 arm containing ring structure. So just you have to learn this flow charts. G means glyceraldehyde, E means erythrose, T means threose, R means ribose, A means arabinose, X means xylose, L means lysose, and then allose, altrose, glucose, mannose. This is glucose and this is glucose, and this is iodose, this is galactose and this is tall. So just put some digit like 0, 0, 0, 0. Means this is 3 carbon containing monosaccharides, this is 4 carbon containing monosaccharides, this is 5 carbon containing monosaccharides, and this is 6 carbon containing monosaccharides. And all the hydroxy group present in right side like that in this case, but I have put some numbers 0, 0, 2, then 0, 2, 3, and combination of these 2, 3 means this number indicate that at that carbon hydroxy group left side in open chain structure. In the same way, there is sequence in mathematics 0, 2, 3, and combination of these 2, 2, 3, simple, and then 4, and again you combine 2 and 4 here, 3 and 4 here, and then combination of all 2, 3, 4. Just to learn, just to remember, quick revision, that in which carbon hydroxy group present in left side. So now this is the fixture structure, open chain structure, and this is what a structure, that is ring chain structure. So first of all, to draw a chain of 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, simple, you can draw it. Now I am concerned with this. This is glucose. Okay. So just see what is the number 3. So in that case, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means at carbon number 3, in case of open chain, hydroxy group present on left side. Okay. You know, carbohydrate is aldehydic or ketonic form of polyhydroxy alcohol. So this is aldehydic sugar. So there is one group that is aldehydes, COH. Okay. You know, valency of carbon is 4. Now, there will be a reaction between this and this carbon. Carbon number 5th and carbon number 1. Before that, I am telling that whether it is D-glucose or L-glucose. How can you identify? You count what is the total number of carbons and then you find second last carbon, 5th. In any monosaccharides, if second last carbon containing hydroxy group right side in open chain, then it is known as D-glucose. If hydroxy group left side in second last carbon, that is penultimate carbons, then that is known as L-glucose. In the same way, there is a alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. So this is difficult for the children. Which structure you can say alpha D glucose, which structure you can say beta D glucose. Okay. So in the linear structure, you concern with carbon number 1. If hydroxy group present in the ring chain below the plane, then you can say it is alpha D glucose. If hydroxy group in the ring structure above the plane, then it is beta D glucose. Okay, so you can recognize whether it is alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. So at carbon number 1 in both the structure, that is known as anomeric carbon. If hydroxy group below the plane, then it is alpha D glucose, and if hydroxy group above the plane, then it is beta D glucose. Now, a question comes in our mind: which hydroxy group will you have to show in above the planes, and which hydroxy group you have to show below the plane? This is a question mark. Okay. So first of all, you observe which hydroxy group in the open chain in the left side. Then you have to show that hydroxy group above the plane. But those hydroxy group in any carbon present on the right side in open chain, you have to show in the ring structure, that is below the plane in hanging position. So this is the one point you have to keep in mind when you convert open chain structure into a ring chain structure. Now, reaction start from carbon number 1 hydroxy group. This O will attack on that. Okay, and this O will involve, not that, only this O will involve in making the ring like structure. So that O is coming from that O, hydroxy group. Okay, now you have joined 5th carbon, hydroxy group joined with 1st carbon like here. Now when you drawing the ring structure, just come to the points. At the first point, then you will find like minus, and then it will OH. Okay, so that bond will break and then it will become minus. So in that situation, this hydro O is not from this. This is the hydroxy group oxygen of the carbon number 5. Now we have to arrange the hydroxy group, which one will above the plane, which one will below the plane. This is the confusion for the students. So in carbon number 2, this is carbon number 2 in open chain and this is carbon number 2 in ring chain. If hydroxy group right side, then you have to show hydroxy group below the plane, and then above the plane you have to show this hydrogen. Okay. In the same way, in carbon number 3, hydroxy group left side, so you have to show the hydroxy group in ring chain above the plane. So this is the hydroxy group above the plane, and this hydrogen you have to show here below the plane. Now come to carbon number 4, again hydroxy group right side, so you have to show hydroxy group below the plane, and then that hydrogen you have to show above the plane. In the same way, at carbon number 5, you know this is carbon number 5 and this is that hydrogen, oxygen. So that is going to join with the carbon number 1. And then you will find the hydroxy group that will shift here. Okay. Now you show a hydroxy group here. As per the condition, you want to draw the alpha D glucose. In that situation, it will below the plane. Suppose this is the ring structure and you have to show hydroxy group below the planes. In case of alpha D glucose, but in case of beta D glucose, it is the reverse. At carbon number 1, the position of hydroxy, so it will above the plane and hydrogen will be below. So this is a total ring structure of the alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. So this is Hayward structure and this is open chain Fischer structure. So don't confuse where you will put hydroxy group above the plane and hydroxy group below the plane at every carbons. So this is arrangement you have to keep in mind when you draw a ring structure. You want to join two monosaccharides, then there is one bond that is known as glycosidic bond. During joining of formation of glycosidic bond, there is a release of one molecule of water after reaction of hydroxy group of the first carbon of the first monosaccharides with the hydroxy group of the carbon number 4 of the other monosaccharides. So there is a formation of glycosidic bond with the release of water molecule. So disaccharides, you know, that is lactose, that is made up of glucose plus galactose. Okay, and then maltose, it is made up of glucose plus glucose, and other disaccharides, that is sucrose, it is made up of glucose plus fructose. So you have to remember what are the example of disaccharides. This is sucrose, this is lactose, and this is mannose. One question come in mind: which one is reducing sugar and which one is non-reducing sugar? So first of all, you have to observe in the ring structures. If hydroxy group at the anomeric carbon means first carbon, it is free condition, means it is able to react with other molecules or other reagents, then it is reducing sugars. If that hydroxy group is available at carbon number 1, either it is disaccharides or monosaccharides or polysaccharides, then we can say it is reducing sugar, otherwise it is non-reducing sugar. One question come in mind, that why sucrose is non-reducing? Because both the anomeric carbon involved in chemical bond, glycosidic bond formation. So there is no any hydroxy group available at anomeric carbons. That's why we can say sucrose is non-reducing sugar. Now, there is one word, that is epimer. If you observe glucose, mannose and galactose, so these are epimers, because glucose and mannose, they are differ at particular one carbons. Glucose and galactose, they are differ at one carbon in the ring structures. That's why these are epimers. So one question also come in so many competitive exam, that what are the example of epimers? Then we can say glucose and mannose. These are epimers. Then glucose and galactose, they are epimers. They are differ only particular carbons. If you observe the straight chain structure, so they will differ only one carbon. Rest other carbon, these are similar. So these are epimers. So in next class, we will discuss the chemical structure of disaccharides, how the formation of glycosidic bond occurs, and then polysaccharides, how this smallest unit, that is glucose, is joined together by glycosidic bond, and then the structure of amino acids and polypeptide chain, which bond is present between two units of amino acid, that is peptide bonds, and further which bond is present between two units of nucleotide, that is phosphodiester bonds. So just try to learn how can you identify, that is alpha D glucose, that is beta D glucose, and which one is D glucose, which one is L glucose, and example of epimers. So these are the things you have to keep in mind. And now chiral carbons. What do you mean by chiral carbons and what do you mean by achiral carbons? I will discuss in next class. Thank you and have a nice day.